Communication plays a vast role in modern-day society. This is seen through the influence of media on public opinion and how it is used to manipulate politics. The media determines what topics are discussed and what issues are deemed important, and thus has control over public perception. This means if a topic such as COVID-19 is constantly televised and written about, the public will view it as an impending matter. This is done throughout the majority of 2020, with daily reports of rising cases. However, there was a major change in its coverage during 2021 and 2022, where although case numbers did not significantly drop, the coverage of it did. The shift in news coverage caused the public to believe that COVID was more so done, when in reality gatekeepers had simply decided to move their focus on other topics. In a quote by philosopher John Dewey, a class of expert is too far removed from common interest. The people assigned to assess what needs to be presented do not always have the most ethical reasoning behind their decisions. Many times they are politically motivated. In the media intrusion theory in 1990, it is talked about how the opinions of educated, upper-middle class, and people in positions of power have far more chances of influencing the media. The small minority that sits at the top of society governs what topics are of interest for news coverage, but can do so by presenting what is important to them rather than what is important to all. The theory Agenda Setting 1963 presents the argument of how the media can manipulate the public opinion to suit their own political motives. In this theory, it is discussed how the authoritative sources have the primary concern of calling attention to issues that suit their own agendas and distract from those that undermine them. An example of this was seen in America's 2016 presidential election, where Trump used Twitter to advocate for issues such as media bias and Clinton's alleged dishonesty as a way of agenda setting. The public sphere is a vehicle for marshalling public opinion as a political force, clearly demonstrated through Trump's use of media. Lastly, the theory of manufacturing consent discusses how the public is manipulated and that their consent for political decision-making by governments and lobby groups is manufactured through propaganda. This theory believes that the public is not given all the information needed to make rational and well-educated choices. The media manipulates the decisions of the public through framing. They provide information that they deem is necessary and can further help their own political cause. An example of this is seen in the Daily Prophet in a 2017 article where they titled their newspaper Menace to Manhattan, talking about the 25 asylum seekers who had moved to the U.S. to start a new life. A year later, the same paper spun its story, changing the frame to the human rights violations that people on the refugee islands face with the title Life on a Rock for Camp Kids. This example shows how the media is able to spin stories for their own political gain. They manipulate the public and sway their opinions on matters, thus causing the public to make uninformed decisions.